You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
June 7th, 2018. It is another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. And as always, on the other end is the random Texas Longhorn skull to my Chris appearing out of nowhere, Mike Poland.
Everything.
Yeah. Seriously,
we got some stuff to talk about this week.
Oh yeah, was a lot of news. First of all, we got to go to AAA.
Oh boy!
Because they have a new world champion. It's Jeff Jarrett.
Did he do a celebration with tacos?
No, he did not. But he's part of the new. He got help from Conan in a La Parka mask.
A what?
La Parka, L.A. Park.
Oh, just had a La Cucaracha match. What, did they dance around the big hat?
Oh, no. Conan was in an L.A. Park mask as the special guest referee in a triple threat match that featured Rey Mysterio and Ray Wagner, who was unmasked Dr. Wagner Jr.
Dr. Wagner.
And now that and Jeff Jarrett won with help of the heel Conan.
Arriba la raza, everybody.
Yep.
Next.
So also, let me go look at the news. There was other stuff. Taiji Shimori is gonna wrestle at Slammiversary.
And so is Johnny Impact.
Oh yeah, that was.
He's gonna be He'll be Brian Cage's partner in a tag match with Seidel and Congo Kong. I have a feeling.
Congo Cat, yeah.
Yeah. Ishimori, I'm not sure. Probably just random.
Elliot Rosemary have a new new YouTube show called Welcome to the Multiverse. Where it's just them doing
something out of Futurama.
Where it's just them doing crazy shit. And it's like Demon.
Ellie is scheduled to work for a company around here the same night as Slammiversary. Allie is scheduled to work for a company around Maine the same night as Slammiversary, which I'm surprised she's not booked for that.
Yeah, it was basically an odd couple.
Ooh, so which one of them is Jack Lemmon and which one of them is Walter Matthau?
I don't know. One's super happy and one's insane.
Picky in the brain.
Yeah.
It's the female picky in the brain.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, also, Impact Wrestling will be joining the Jericho Cruise.
I've seen the videos from Sami Callihan.
Yep, so their show will be part of their cruise, too.
Which has also sparked the rumors, of course, of Jericho going to Impact, which I doubt will happen.
Oh, no, I doubt that'll happen.
I don't think, even with Don Callis there, they can afford it.
He might make a cameo, but that's about it.
Yeah, he won't be like a full-time guy there.
No. So it's time for this show, which I kind of called Fight in the Woods, and I lamed up that idea by having a song from the Into the Woods movie, which is based on a Broadway play. Then they showed what happened last week.
Titles.
Actually, they showed off a recap of last week, and I said, last week, a lame show happened, and I made a crap ton of Queen and David Bowie song references.
Yes, and that was fun.
Yes, it was.
That was more fun than the show.
Oh, yeah. So, we begin with a match with tag title match, champion Z&E defending against Drago and Aerostar.
This was good.
Next Wednesday is the return of Lucha Underground.
Will we see any of these guys after I guess Lucha Underground is also taped, but...
Oh, yeah. We'll see some of these guys.
See some of these guys. Probably Cage, I would guess, is staying around.
And then as Don and Josh were talking about the whole the tic-tac-toe attacker, and they're like, the boys sure don't like The Office. And I'm like, and they're like, that is true. And I'm like, you are part of The Office. Do you really want to broadcast that not even your wrestlers like you?
Josh Matthews, everybody.
And during the break, so after a break, Drago and Aerostar were, and Josh says, during the break, me and Don were praising Drago and Aerostar. And I'm like, so, you didn't air that. You're only going to praise them when they're not on air.
Where's Eli Drake's dummy button for that one?
I know. So I'm kind of, it was good. I'm kind of torn with some of the stuff Z&E are fun, and some of it's just complicated.
Keep it simple, stupid.
I know. Both Z&E hit a ZDT and Skywalker combo to end the match, and Z&E retains.
Well, that'll change next week, but anyway.
So, no updates on the tic-tac-toe attacker. They have retired investigators and the police on this. I'm sure they don't.
I'm sure the police don't give a shit.
I'm sure the police are, depending on which cops, I'm sure they'll blame a black guy.
Oh, no.
Yep. Yes, they will. I had to do that. So then they talked about Eddie Edwards, this whole Eddie Edwards story, and Eddie wants a cameraman to document this whole feud.
You know, the whole fight in the...
So yes, he wants cameras to capture, in his word, a murder. He wants to make a snuff film. He wants to make a snuff film.
Wonderful.
So then we see
Sanjay. Babyface, everybody.
Yep, and also they showed a segment. They showed Su Yung dominating the Knockouts division, and she also burned the casket that had Allie in it.
But we'll see Allie in the Toronto taping. So.
Yep.
So much for that.
So much for that. Sanjay Dutt and Petey Williams are arguing in the back as Sanjay thinks Petey may be the tic-tac-toe attacker. He says,
I'm going home.
And he's like, go home. And he's like, I'm going home.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah. So, time for a sad GWN moment of the week. Tommy Dreamer versus RVD. A random match
God.
That was just sad to watch. Just these two guys that are way past their prime and not giving a shit.
Yeah, just phoning it in, having a match. Yeah.
Although one of them looked like he broke his arm, might have broke his wrist or something. Dreamer.
RVD was not good in the Impact run.
Oh no.
Or his last WWE run, but we're talking Impact.
Yep. LAX segment. And, Diamante's back.
Hey!
But she's like, guys, isn't it weird that King is here and Conan got taken out? And
maybe.
Speaking of which, King shows up and says, yeah, you got you boys a rematch with those two. Time for you to go. And secretly there's sinister music as King is all alone. And I'm like, King is up to something.
We'll find out what that something is in the weeks to come.
Yep. So time for LAX versus the Cult of Lee. And they both want the paper, tequila, and girls that King brings to LAX. And I'm like, I'm sure Josh is thrilled to hear that. And I think she could kick his ass without weapons.
Who?
Josh Matthews' wife?
Oh, Maddie.
Maddie, yeah. She could kick his ass. So this was an okay match. LAX wins with the...
If we're talking Trevor Lee and Conley want the beer and girls, they probably want some moonshine.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, LAX pick up a win with a new double team move. Double team cutter.
Because we don't have enough of those in this day and age.
Oh, yeah. And time for Eli Drake's The Fact of Life. Okay, half of this was good until Moose arrived, but we'll get to that. Eli Drake has the top 5 dummies in Impact Wrestling, and the dummy button returns.
Yay.
Dummy, yeah. Number 5, the fans of Impact Wrestling. Number 4, Austin Aries, that man who likes to eat a banana.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, Impact Management.
Dummy, yeah.
Number 2, again, the fans of Impact Wrestling.
Dummy, yeah.
And number 1, dummy is Moose. He's the one who's decided, I was trying to make a deal for the world title. He's like, no, I'm going to take your tag title instead. But he didn't. I took his world title briefcase. So, yeah, that makes
it. Lost.
Oh, yeah. Well, that comes up. So, Eli says, well, Moose has challenged me for a number 1 contendership to the world title Slammiversary, and all I have to say to that, and Moose shows up. And while Moose is there, Don says, well, Eli Drake called the Impact fans number 3 and 5 dummies, and I'm like, no, he said 2 and 5. Count.
You don't want to acknowledge management.
I know. Number 3 was management, which is you.
You're wrong about that.
I know. Moose reminds Eli Drake that, oh yeah, what'd you do with those briefcases? Oh yeah, you lost the tag titles, and you lost your world title match. So that makes Eli Drake not only a dummy, but a loser.
No, wait.
And oh boy, this Moose doing mic work with Eli Drake. Moose gets burned. Moose, we're supposed to sympathize with Moose here. Yeah, Moose is not doing a good job. He's
can't not good on the mic.
Well, if he's gonna face Eli Drake, no, he's not good. Eli's gonna tough smoke him.
And if he's eventually gonna do a promo against Aries.
Yeah. And Aries is probably gonna smoke him.
We'll get to that sometime soon, I'm
Eli
sure.
says, well, I don't need gold because I am gold, and then sucker punches Moose. They fight for a bit, but Eli Drake leaves Moose crushed under a podium, which I'm sure is not heavy.
He turned the table on Moose.
Yep. So, and it's announced official. Next week is Moose versus Drake. Winner takes on Aries at Slammiversary for the title.
And they've already spoiled that
by the way.
On the air.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's no more Grand Championship. Aries announced on Twitter that he was merging the 2 titles.
He's the undisputed champion of Impact.
So, and then the commercial asked, stupidly may I add, has this past 6 months changed how you feel about Impact Wrestling?
Not really.
Oh, hell no. Oh, that would be an oh, hell no. That would not be a good idea to ask. Well, good, because the next 6 months are going to be better. I'm like, I didn't say yes.
I really hope so, but I've seen the tapings for the next month or so, and
I didn't say yes. I didn't say yes to them the last 6 months changing things. Hell, you had to fire a guy who you were scheduled to have a main event with because, despite what everyone wants, out. He was an idiot. You found out the hard way. We warned you. Why are you having this guy main event and maybe even, from what I hear, what's going to win the title?
Next thing,
it's time for the weekly sacrifice to the altar of Brian Cage. And this week's recipient is Rohit Raju.
Who you're trying to push as the leader of the Desi Hit Squad. So, good job, guys.
Again, still have not shown up.
They'll show up on the Canada tapings.
Yeah, I know. Which were like 1 day in the pay-per-view.
2 days. 2 days in the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I've seen those spoilers, and they don't look good.
Yeah. And Don Callis called Brian Cage the Swolverine. He was Chris Logan.
Wolverine!
He was actually called Chris Logan, and they played up the fact he looked like Wolverine in FCW, actually. Wasn't NXT at the time. So, and as soon as I tweeted that, the match is over thanks to a weapon expert, Brian Cage.
And he faces Seidel next week.
Yep, Seidel comes out. He's like, you're big, you're bad, and stuff. But, and he keeps poking him, and my third eye sees you're not complete. You're just have inner weakness. But let me guide you.
The hell are you talking about, Seidel?
It's like, I can make you a complete machine. All you have to do is forgo your X Division title shot.
And come smoke weed with me.
Synthetic weed. Not even the real shit. So, and you kept touching Cage, so yeah, this ended up Cage F5.
Ended well for Seidel, I take it.
Yeah, F5. This ended with an F5, so
oof.
Yeah, so next week Seidel is to defend the title against Brian Cage.
Wonderful.
And then there was another commercial that says, Moose has never held Impact Wrestling Gold. And I'm like, oh, except the 2 times he was Grand Champion.
Oh, yeah, and that was a memorable thing.
I know. They don't even remember. So Eddie Edwards has a cameraman in the car with him, and he's like, I'm going to prepare for this fight in the woods.
Good.
Next, Josh Matthews on a Skype call with Austin Aries.
All right.
Who decided this idea was good?
You gotta get Aries on the show somehow.
We're on Skype. We're not on video Skype. And even then, there's been issues with Skype. So, imagine a video call between Josh Matthews and Austin Aries with moments where volume cuts out and frames freeze, and you basically have this entire segment. It makes the company look Bush League. It's stupid. Don't do it. So, Slammiversary press conference, and it's announced that Johnny Impact will return. And then a video package for Madison Rayne talking about having to come back and beat Tessa Blanchard, and she thinks she wants a knockout title match again.
By the way, she beat her she beat her by a fluke.
But the interview with Tessa Blanchard saying, despite the result, I'm still a winner.
Even though you lost.
And then
here comes Kira Hogan for some reason.
It's like, yeah, I'm not going to diss you because you lost. Yeah, you are
even dissing
though
you lost.
You are dissing her. And then
And they brawl for a minute.
And they brawl and Tessa kicks her ass.
And we'll see this match next week, but we're going to.
Yeah, and then Moose is mad and wants to hurt Eli Drake.
I'm going to hurt you, Eli, before I eat this bag of crackers.
So it's time for the fight in the woods, and the song appropriate to me would be Fighting My Way Back by Thin Lizzy.
Ooh.
Fighting. Oh, and the Chris are randomly appearing and disappearing at times.
Everything.
Yeah. Who could have seen them showing up? Everyone! Yeah. Everyone!
Just hiding out in the trees like a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah, so Eddie chokes out Jake Christ, and Eddie's car alarm is going off. And, of course, Dave Christ is hiding in the trunk, comes out, and Eddie kicks his ass, too.
All right. How does Dave Christ get in the trunk?
I don't know. How does he get in the trunk and open it? Because that's
how does Eddie Edwards not know?
That's not easy to open from the inside.
How does Eddie Edwards not know?
Yeah, there's a motherfucker in my trunk, isn't there? I'm going to shut it. Get out. Yeah, I'm going to shut it. Oh, there's a motherfucker.
There's so many logic holes in this first part here.
There's hiding in my trunk. I'm going to close it. He can't get out unless there's a car jack, a jack in there to jack open.
Oh, look what he happened to find.
Yeah. So Eddie gets on. So it was Eddie. Oh no! Then that Eddie and Sami Callihan start fighting. With one's got a kendo stick, the other's got a baseball bat. You figure out which one. It's easy.
I'd bring a baseball bat to a frickin' fight before I'd bring a wooden stick.
And then there's a longhorn skull in the woods, and I'm like, why is there a skull of a cow in the woods? Are we in Texas?
Are we sacrificing animals?
Was this the place where a cult just got done?
Maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh guys, you got these Impact guys want to use this place so you get your sacrifice done with so they can do their shit. Yeah. All right, sacrifice guys.
How much they might have left off of this? I'm short.
Yeah, it had to be short because there was only 9 minutes left of the show when it started. And, so Eddie, so Sami charges at, Eddie with the skull. And at some point, Eddie one of the horns breaks. Eddie uses the horn and, gouges, Sami's eye. Basically, he's
it's Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard.
Yep.
And here comes Alyssa and Tommy Dreamer.
And he's about to continue doing worse before Alyssa and Tommy Dreamer show up like, what are you doing? Stop it! And he's like,
you love me, you will stop this.
Stop this. And he's like, no, it's not over yet. Even though I gave him a literal eye for an eye, it's not over yet.
And then he hits Dreamer.
Because Sami Callihan disappeared, and yeah, he hit Dreamer.
He got away, and I'm a terrible actor.
You stay, Alyssa, you stay with Tommy Dreamer here. You stay if you want to. I'm gonna keep looking for Sami. Ah!
I'm a terrible actor and a bad husband.
I know. So yeah, the grade of the show is a C.
Yep. We have a couple of good things here, but yeah.
The woods fight did what it needed to do, although you didn't need it to be in the woods.
So it had to just be in a parking lot.
And Capitals just tied the game against the Knights. It's 3-3.
Yep. And you also set up Eddie and Dreamer for something at Slammiversary.
Yep, something.
Alyssa on a pole match.
Well, why would Eddie want her at this point? She's trying to stop him. If I win, Alicia's got to help me kill Sami.
Well, then we bring in whichever Chris' wife is in there. It is. I don't know. There's so many plot holes in this storyline now.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to tell?
No, but I can guarantee you there will not be a show next week because what?
No show next week?
No show next week because there will be a show. There will be a Brithtrax show on that day, and I'm going to go see it.
Okay. So we will talk again in 2 weeks.
So, you have anything to sell before we go?
I will. Limitless Wrestling presents the first ever Vacation Land Cup, July 27th. Well, nothing has been announced. For the tournament, we have we have participants, but no tournament matches. We have David Starr in the tournament, Ashley Fox, Josh Briggs, Alexander Lee, Aiden Agro, and Danger Kid will fight in the triple threat match in the tournament. Also on the show will be Chris Dickinson, Pierre Caro Ouellette, and in the main event, Ace Romero against Anthony Green in a steel cage. And that's all I
have. Besides the fact that there will not be no show next week, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.